Facebook going. Hi, Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. And hi, Instagram. It's been a while since I went live. And this is Lady Shepsa from Let's Go, Let Goddess, life coach, author, Juju woman, Tantrika. I help women to heal and release their blockages by connecting to their sensual and sexual energy. And I was really excited. Hopefully, we'll get something out of this live tonight. I usually and I've been studying on Sunday nights. So I'm in school full time for massage therapy. So I haven't had a lot of time to do lives because I've usually been spending my Sunday joining. So let me say hey to my people on IG. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi. Okay, so tonight I want to talk about the winter solstice because it is a very powerful time of the year that's coming up. Is actually my favorite spiritual time of the year. Hey, Omi, how are you? I miss your energy. I'm still feeling the power of last weekend's Sacred Sexuality Retreat. Hope you're feeling it too. Yes, last weekend I attended a Sacred Sexuality Retreat here in New York, and the energy, the Kundalini that was experienced there, I'm still experiencing. So I'm actually really excited for this end of the year time. Hi, Lawrence. Hey, and people on Facebook can send me some love too, some hearts, some questions. This is interactive, so I'm multitasking, doing Facebook and IG at the same time. So I'll try to get to your comment or question as soon as I can. And if you're just joining, this is, yes, yes, life is very orgasmic, absolutely. But if you're just joining, I'm Lady Shepsa from Let's Go, Let Goddess, author, healer, sensual energy and feminine energy healer, Juju woman, extraordinaire, life coach, author. Yes, looking forward to the solstice, absolutely. So we're going to get into that tonight. So the title of this broadcast is 5 Ways to Tap into the Powerful Winter Solstice to Manifest Your Goals for 2019. All right, so a lot of people, they wait until New Year's Eve to set their goals for the upcoming year. So, most of us probably have been thinking about it. These last few weeks of the year can be very intense for a lot of us emotionally because of everything that's happening, the holidays, the year is going on, is ending. And for me, I know 2018 has flown by. I don't know if it felt the same way for y'all. Y'all can let me know, type in the chat. But 2018, oh my God, it has flown by. But this has definitely been a year of blessings. And I can't complain. And for 2019, I want to take it up even more, take it up even higher. So a lot of people wait until New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, December 31st or January 1st to set their intentions for the new year. And I want to say, and I want to impart to you, it is actually beneficial to set your intentions for the new year during the winter solstice. This is the most potent time of the year to actually make changes in your spirit, to actually set intentions for the upcoming year. And I'm going to break down why. All right, so if you're just joining me, going to be talking about 5 ways to tap into the winter solstice to manifest your goals for 2019. So if you're on Facebook, please share this out. If you're watching the replay, share it, type any questions that you have. Because I've been observing the winter solstice for over 12 years. My son is 12, and I was observing that before he was born. So at least for the past 13, 14 years, I've been observing the winter solstice and actually learned about this holy time, because it really is a holy time. Like holidays, we think holidays are festive, which they are, but holidays are actually holy days. And the winter solstice is actually a really, really holy time. And I've been observing it for a while. I was in a spiritual community that really taught me about the power of this time of the year. And though I'm no longer in that community, I still keep that teaching with me, and I still recognize this time of the year. So let's break it down as to what exactly is the winter solstice. Some of you may be familiar with this, some of you may not be. So the winter solstice basically occurs around from December 21st to December 24th. Okay, so those 4 days. Yes, Omi, this is the most wonderful, yes, the most wonderful time of the year, as the song says. So from about December 21st to December 24th was actually happening. Solstice means sun stands still. All right. So it's during this time, I'm not like a astronomical expert, but the sun, the way that sun is angled toward the earth, it stands still for those 4 days. It doesn't move any further degrees. And in the northern hemisphere, we actually have 4 days where we have the shortest days in terms of daylight and the longest nights, the longest evenings. So, sorry, let me see a comment here. All right, so that is what is happening. All right, so during this time of the year, when we have the most night, when we have the most darkness, is actually a time to really be still. Right, just as the sun is standing still for those 4 days. And then on the 25th, what happens is that the sun actually begins to move back and we start to get longer, little bit by bit, gradually, we get more daylight. All right, so some say like around December 22nd is like the absolute longest night, right? The shortest day and the longest night. So those time periods, right? What we want to actually be doing is resting. And why is that? All right, so during the solstice, when we have those 4 days of long night times, long evenings, when it's the most darkness, we would say within Chinese tradition, Taoism, I'm a student of Taoism, I do Qigong. So within that, the Taoists would say that is the most time of yin, the most time of feminine energy. So what is the nature of yin? The nature of yin is not to be external, it is actually to be internal, right? The nature of yin is to bring its attention and it is focused within. So yin, we can basically say, is like feminine energy, and has nothing to do, well, it has to do with gender, but in this, circumstance, we're talking more so about just the energy of the feminine, right? So within Taoism, yin energy is about slowing down. It's not about speeding up, right? It's really about slowing down, hibernating. What do we want to do in the wintertime? The winter solstice, this also marks the beginning of winter. During the wintertime, we want to hibernate. I live in New York. It's cold. We go out because, we have to, but you feel much more of a call to withdraw during the wintertime. The wintertime is the height of yin or darkness in terms of the year, but in the winter solstice really encapsulates that. It is the time when there is the most, the longest nights on earth, a strong energy of yin, of darkness. So this energy is asking us to also pause, is also asking us to stop, is asking us to go within. Some questions. Let me see. Are you going to have a live ritual during those days? Okay, great question, Mary. I'm actually going to have a live masterclass during the winter solstice, and the winter solstice this year actually happens. Also, it occurs. The full moon actually occurs during the winter solstice, so it's like so powerful. All right. So during the full moon, we know it's a heightened time for receptivity in the earth with that lunar energy, shining on all of us. And with that coupled with the solstice energy, is going to be very powerful. So I'm actually going to have on December 22nd, I've been posting about it a little bit, on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to have a live masterclass called Secure the Bag in 2019, How to Manifest Abundance and Prosperity by tapping and using your sensual and sexual energy. Okay, so it's going to be live. So you want to tune in. You are on IG. The link for that masterclass is on my it's in my bio. So you can just go click the link for the bio, sign up. If you're on Facebook, I put the link in the description for this video. It's bit.ly/secure the bag masterclass. So you want to definitely, it's going to be live. It's going to be 1:30 p.m. And I believe the full moon is like at 1:28 Eastern Standard Time, 1:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to be smack dab right at the time of the full moon, smack dab in the middle of the winter solstice. And we're going to be breaking down basically, you know, why a lot of times when we're trying to tap into the law of attraction to manifest abundance is actually not working, and the important link between your sensual and sexual energy and your abundance. So I'm going to get more into that later because I want to keep going with this winter solstice. But thank you for asking that, Mary. But definitely, if you're on IG, click the link in the bio. Facebook, the link is in the description of the video. And I will put it into the comments. Let me see if I can do that for you. I'm going to put it in the comments as well. Okay, so secure the bag, bit.ly/secure the bag masterclass for 2019. All right, so the solstice, as I said, so this is a time to slow down. You know, I know it's the holidays and a lot of us get really excited. You know, we're trying to get gifts. We're trying to, you know, the holiday parties to attend. There's so much going on. There's so much of a push for us to be external. And I don't know about you, but I know around this time of the year, I actually start feeling drained with so much going on. You know, you may actually have felt the energy of the winter solstice in previous years and then kind of know what it was. A lot of people get depressed around this holiday time, you know, because it's this expectation that you're supposed to be excited and you're supposed to be happy and you're supposed to be very external, going to parties, seeing family, seeing friends, you know, being with lovers and all this stuff. And sometimes everything doesn't pan out that way. And you start to, I know I used to, you start to feel really down, like, oh my God, like why? Everybody's supposed to be happy right now. It's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, but they're not really feeling that energy. Well, part of that is because of the energy of the winter solstice of this winter time of this extreme yin. Life is actually calling us to withdraw, right? Life is actually asking us to pull back, right? While society and the media, you know, is telling us, you know, go out, spend money, buy gifts. Not that you shouldn't do that. If you want to gift your loved ones, you know, definitely do that. You know, I think it's a beautiful thing, but also be sure to take time for yourself. All right. So, yeah, this is a time of heightened receptivity. Your spirit is so receptive during the winter solstice. So from that time period, from December 21st through December 24th, right, when the sun is basically, quote unquote, standing still, when the sun has slowed down, when it's the most, you know, longest nights on earth, all that darkness, you want to take advantage of that energy to withdraw, to really go in. And what happens in the darkness? All types of magic. You know, this is really a time to ritualize. So I'm going to break it down. So I'm going to make sure I cover. If you have any questions about the winter solstice, before I go into the 5 ways to actually, you know, suggestions of what you can do to tap into this powerful time of the year to manifest your goals for 2019, please type it in the chat on IG or Facebook if you have any questions about it. But basically, on December 25th, right after those 4 days of the sun standing still, the sun begins to move again and gradually gets closer and closer to the earth. So December 25th is actually the rebirth of the sun, right? The sun begins, we start to have more daylight gradually, bit by bit. So this is kind of what the Western society has kind of placed its, you know, religious holidays around these events that happen in the stars in the sky, these astrological events that are going on. So December 25th is the return of the light. It is the birth of the sun. We get more daytime, more light, gradually, bit by bit, into the summer solstice. And the summer solstice is the time of the most yang energy, or the most sunlight, which, you know, is a whole nother, you know, time period to do rituals and to cleanse and things like that. But we're going to focus tonight on the winter solstice. I just wanted to be really clear on what it is and the importance of this time period. And I'm going to give you some suggestions. So number 1, which I kind of hit on, during the winter solstice, so 5 tips. If you're just joining, I'm giving 5 tips to tap into the powerful winter solstice to manifest your goals for 2019. So the first thing The first way to tap into the power of this time period is to rest. As I mentioned, there's a lot of focus on being external, of going out, going to holiday parties, buying gifts for people. And not saying you can't do any of that. However, make sure you also give yourself time to rest. The yang energy, the light energy on the earth is, very low, but also is very low on earth, but also in your body, right? This yin energy, this call to withdraw, to hibernate, to rest is very strong. So you want to honor that, right? Taoism is about going with the flow, being in harmony with nature. The word Tao actually means the way, right? It means a way of following the cycles and being in tune with nature. So when nature, when the sun is standing still, we also want to kind of stand still as much as possible, as much as we can. We want to rest. So during this time period, you want to rest. When I was in my spiritual community, they would say, if you had to go to work, go to work, do what you got to do, come home, put your white clothes on and go to bed, sleep. You want to meditate and you want to sleep as much as possible. All right. Because you want to take advantage of the energy of yin, this energy of darkness, of extended darkness for these 4 days to rest. Okay. And that rest becomes very powerful because your dreams, that receptivity that is existing on the earth at this time during the solstice, and also because it's during the full moon, you may also, because you're resting, you allow your subconscious to speak to you, your spirit to speak to you, right? You want to get into this period of rest so that you can tap into their receptivity, right? So pay attention to your dreams during that time period, write things down. You want to meditate. You really want to go within so you can hear the messages from your spirit. So along with resting, so tip 2 for tapping into the power of the winter solstice to manifest your goals for 2019 is you also want to do some type of fast or cleanse. All right. So in terms of fasting, so what do I mean when I say fast? Fasting meaning that during this time, you don't want to eat a lot of unhealthy foods or greasy foods or foods that have a lot of sugar or salt. Now, I'm not a proponent of one particular diet for every person. So I'm not going to tell everybody that during the winter solstice, all of you should just have raw food or just have vegan food or, whatever. I spent many years as a vegan. I'm no longer vegan. But I do suggest doing some type of food cleanse, some type of fast where it's not that you're totally not eating, but you want to eat foods that are light, foods that are healthy. So of course, fruits and vegetables are really great during this time of the year. Me personally, what I'll probably be doing is steamed veggies and like lentil soups, and when you're cooking your foods, if you're going to eat cooked foods and veggies, I suggest you're not using a lot of salt. Right? You want to have things that are very kind of pure and bland so that your body can purify and you can, really get into that energy of cleansing, of energy of release. If it's, if your spirit tells you to just juice during that time period, then more power to you to do it. If your spirit tells you to just do raw food or salad, then do that. If your spirit tells you to, just drink water for those 4 days, then do that. As I said, I'm not a proponent of any one particular diet for any particular person because we all have different bodies, we got different blood types, we have different needs, we have different levels of physical activity. I live in New York and it's cold, so I will not be doing just raw food for 4 days. I'm going to do some soups. I'm going to eat very light and bland, and I'm going to focus on taking lots of herbs. That's the way my body is choosing to do it. I may even go see an acupuncturist and get some specific Chinese herbalist to get specific herbs for my body, right? If you go see a Chinese herbalist, they'll listen to your pulse, they'll look at your tongue, they do their evaluation and they will prescribe specific herbs for your body. So that could be something that you can do if you're interested in that, because as I said, all of our bodies have a different need. But I do suggest during this time of the period, this time of the winter solstice, you do some type of dietary cleanse or fast, which would cut out, foods that are fatty or sugary or unhealthy or deep fried, you look at your diet and you decide what you would like to eliminate. That's going to have you feeling really light and healthy and grounded and centered, okay? Because if you work, it may not be, you may not be best for you to just not eat for 4 days because you may be passing out at work, getting headaches. But if you're in your home, you can absolutely rest for those 4 days. You can maybe, have less and less food. So it's so individual, but I will talk about certain herbs that will be good for you to partake in during this time period. Pole Fitness says, greetings, frequency, speaking with your confirmation. Ashe, all right, wonderful. So going back to the conversation about Taoism, within the Taoist system, there's a focus on 5 major organs. And these 5 major organs in our body, such as the kidney, the liver, the spleen, lungs, and the heart, all correspond to different times of the year. And they also have spiritual correspondences too. So during this time of the year of the winter, the organ that is prominent and that needs nourishing during this time of the year are the kidneys. Okay, and someone said, Paul Fitness says, spirit screaming kale, and definitely got it. All right, yeah, so yeah, greens, leafy greens are great. So speaking of, things to partake in, so as I was saying, the kidneys. So during the winter time, the kidney energy is actually at its lowest, is actually at its most vulnerable state. All right, so season of winter corresponds to the kidneys, according to Taoism and traditional Chinese medicine, which are traditions that I pull from, especially, Taoism in my healing practices. So the kidneys. So let's talk about the significance of the kidneys. So number one, what do the kidneys do? The kidneys help to, within, physiologically, they basically help to, they're the filters of the body. They help to regulate body fluids, to filter and clean the blood, and to excrete waste through urine. All right, so that is kind of the physiological function of the kidneys. I'm seeing hearts. Thank you for the hearts on IG. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for tuning in. So according to Taoism, they deal with the organs metaphysically. So it's the physical organ that's important, but it's also metaphysical. So metaphysically, the function of the kidney has several functions. First of all, within Taoism, the kidneys are considered to be the batteries of the body. Okay, so the health of all the other organs are dependent upon the kidneys. So if your kidneys are weak and your kidneys are jacked up, everything else is going to be jacked up. All right, so you want to have strong and healthy kidneys. The kidneys are also the ruler of Jing, or they contain Jing. So what is Jing? Jing is a form of, we can say, constitutional energy that we're all born with. It's kind of like DNA. All right, so Jing represents the constitutional chi, or constitutional life force that you're born with, and it determines how you grow, how your body develops. So it's super important. It's basically the building blocks of your body. Okay, Jing also connects to our sexual essence. It is our sexual essence, our sexual energy. So sexual energy, in many ways, if you have weak sexual energy or weak sexual vitality, then you most likely also have weak kidney energy, according to Taoist traditional Chinese beliefs. So having strong, healthy kidneys will also make you have strong sexual energy and sexual vitality. So nourishing your kidneys, especially during the winter time when the kidney energy is at its lowest and its most weak, is super important, right? The energy of cold is actually damaging to the kidneys. So you want to keep your kidneys warm during the winter. Not just the solstice, but all winter. You want to, you can massage your lower back and warm your kidneys. I like to rub my hands together, and rub my lower back, rub my kidneys, send warmth to my kidneys to help keep my sexual energy and sexual vitality up and keep my energy up. The kidneys also govern willpower. All right. So what happens in the wintertime? We don't want to do nothing. We want to kind of like lie around, be in bed, and that rest is important. but you want to nourish your kidney energy so that you have strong willpower as well, so that you have the energy to accomplish your goals for 2019. So that's super, super important. So I'll give you a couple herbs that you can take to nourish your kidneys. All right, so turmeric is one herb that is just super important and super powerful. Is one of the most studied herbs, of this current time period. So turmeric helps to nourish and cleanse the kidneys. So you want to have some turmeric during the solstice and during winter. I mean, I drink turmeric tea like almost every day. I have some over there now. Right, so turmeric is super important, but it helps to also nourish and keep the kidneys healthy and strong, as well as ginger. So if you were making some teas during the solstice, you can do like a turmeric and ginger tea. I usually do a turmeric tea, ginger, put some black pepper, a little bit of black pepper in it, because it helps to activate the turmeric so that it works even more powerfully. Dandelion root also is a great herb to nourish and to strengthen the kidneys, as well as parsley. So you can make teas. I'll put my herbs together. I'll probably do turmeric, ginger, dandelion root, put it together. If you're going to have a salad, you can put some parsley in there. If you want to put it in your soups, it's a great way. Unapologetic Femininity says, yes, I love ginger too. I have ginger like all of the time. It's amazing. And it's really good if you live in a cold climate for keeping the body warm, for circulation. So including ginger in your diet on a regular basis is really good for so many things. You want to have things circulating and moving. And if it's cold where you live, you want to have something to keep you warm. All right, especially for those kidneys, because the kidneys are damaged by cold, according to Taoism and traditional Chinese medicine. Okay, so you want to nourish your kidneys. So those are my suggestions in terms of some herbs that you could take during the winter solstice: the turmeric, the ginger, the dandelion root, and make sure it's not leaf, because dandelion leaf, I believe, is for the liver. Dandelion root is for the kidneys. All right, so those are some herbs that you could take during the winter solstice, nourish those kidneys, keep them healthy, keep them strong, as well. Also, another thing that the kidney energy rules is fear. So during the winter solstice, a lot of times we feel, this energy to withdraw and to go within, and it may bring up, feelings of fear, like, oh, am I going to accomplish my goals for the new year? Oh, am I where I'm supposed to be in my life? We start to really contemplate our life, contemplate where we are and the trajectory of our life during this solstice time period. So, just keep in mind to do meditations, to help yourself to release the fear, those fears that may be coming up. During my masterclass, which is going to be next week, I'll share the healing sound for the kidney. So if you want to learn more about how you can release the feeling of fear from the kidney, then tune into my masterclass, which will be next week during the solstice. So you can click the link in my bio on IG, or you can click the link that's attached to the video on Facebook. And I'll can't go into everything on the IG Live, but join me next Saturday during my live masterclass, and I'll share with you the healing sound for the kidney if you want to learn to release fear, and we'll put it into our meditation ritual that we're going to do. Okay, so 5 ways to tap into the power of the winter solstice for 2019. So I went really deep into way 2 because we got into the kidney energy, which is super important. But number 1, you want to rest during this time period, preserve your life force, get into that energy of darkness, rest, sleep as much as possible, meditate. And 2, you want to fast. So eat lightly, so that your body can cleanse itself out, right? You want to release all that you've accumulated from 2018. So if you do any type of herbs to help you to, pass your bowels, it's a good time to do that as well. So really release. So if you want to go get colonics, if you are, open to that, then that's something that you can do. Okay, so way 3, tip 3 to tap into the power of the winter solstice is to also do cleanses spiritually. So we talked about resting, preserving our life force. We talked about, cleansing internally through eating light, eating healthy, not a lot of salty, sugary foods, fried foods. You may not want to do dairy, depends upon, what you need in your body. All right, talked about herbs for the kidneys. So now let's talk about how we can cleanse outside of our body. So you want to do some type of, cleanse physically in your body. So that could be something as simple as taking a bath with sea salt and lavender oil. You want to just have it real simple, doing some baths, some spiritual baths. So I am a participant in traditional African religions, and not just, of course, African or Afro-Caribbean spiritual traditions that do spiritual baths, but a lot of traditions do spiritual baths, but those are the traditions I participate in. So spiritual bathing is really important. When we move throughout the world, a lot of times we pick up energies from other people, right? So you may find yourself after you come home after work or after school or whatever, and you're just irritated, you angry, or you feel depressed, or you feel down, and you don't even understand why. You're like, why am I feeling this way? It may not actually be your energy. It could be energy that you have magnetized to you, that you have picked up basically as you move throughout the world, interact with people, particularly if you work in like a stressful environment. A lot of times we pick up negative energy from our coworkers. So especially during the solstice, you want to do some type of spiritual baths. As I said, you keep it real simple. You can use what you got. If you don't know a lot about different herbs and things, you can do sea salt, lavender oil. I'm probably going to go to the Botanica and give me some herbs. I have like a whole list of herbs that I use, and I'll be doing spiritual baths, during that time period as well. And perhaps, during the masterclass, I'll share more specifically about a spiritual bath. Mary has asked on Facebook, what is a good crystal to meditate with during winter solstice? Great question. Speaking of tea, let me get my tea. All right, so this is like an energy. The winter solstice for me is an energy really of purification. So my clear quartz is, let me grab it. So, and for IG and Facebook. So clear quartz is great because it is is a very clear energy. It's a peaceful energy. I'm not this crystal, expert or whatever, but I do use crystals, particularly with yoni eggs. So I know the energy of clear quartz helps to activate the crown chakra. It also helps to, if you're working with other crystals, it will amplify whatever the work that you're trying to do. So for me, the winter solstice is a very pure energy. It's almost like if you into the Risha tradition, it's almost like this Obatala energy. It's really about being pure, being clear, this energy of like this white energy, white in terms of just purity and clarity. So that could be a good suggestion if you have clear quartz. But, if you're working on something specific and there are crystals for that, then that could be good as well. So it is an energy of clearing, of purging, of releasing. It may even be a good idea to work with Black obsidian if you have like some deep things that you really want to release, some traumas that you want to release. If you want to really go deep, could even balance that clear quartz energy with adding working with Black obsidian as well. All right, so doing spiritual cleansing. And the fourth way to tap into the power of the winter solstice, I mentioned meditation. So meditation, purging, and releasing. So let's talk about why. So as I mentioned, during this time period of yin is extremely receptive. So what does it mean to be receptive? It means that your spirit is going to really take in whatever you feed it during this time period. So from December 21st to about the 24th, and even beyond, if you want to continue some aspects of this ritual, you want to really, as well as fasting from certain foods, you want to be very mindful about the things that you watch on television, if you watch TV, even the things that you look at on social media, because your spirit is very receptive. It's almost like, you're ovulating, you know, it's like ovulation, you know, times 10, because it's also the full moon. So you're very receptive. So you know, you should, and I suggest, you know, not watching things on television or in the media or YouTube or whatever that reflect things that you don't want to manifest. So if you want to manifest for 2019, perhaps a loving, beautiful, committed relationship, I wouldn't be listening to sad love songs during the winter solstice. You know, I wouldn't be watching, you know, movies or whatever that deal with things of like heartbreak or cheating or, you know, whatever it is. So you want to be very mindful of the things that you watch on television, and even limit your time on social media. You know, I'll probably go on social media a little bit because, you know, I use it with my business, but I wouldn't be just spending my days during a winter solstice, just scrolling, looking at random, you know, crazy things. You know, if there's positive things you partake in on social media, because I don't think it's all bad, definitely that's great to do. During the solstice, you know, watch things that are positive. You know, there's beautiful videos on YouTube as well that promote, you know, things that align you with your spirit. Like maybe you want to watch some Abraham Hicks videos or The Secret or, you know, whatever. Yes, Karima says, oh, watching the Cardi B Offset drama, right? If you don't want to manifest, you know, that, then don't watch it. Or you won't be getting caught up in, you know, as they say, the distractions, you know, what's going on. You want to have your eyes looking at things that represent what you want to manifest in your life. All right. So keeping positive images, uplifting images, watching, you know, motivational speaking, maybe go check out some Les Brown, so that's Abraham Hicks or whatever, whoever inspires you, looking at that. So going within, even conversations, you know, sometimes during this time period, I would have friends that will call me and, you know, normally we might chat and talk all types of crazy stuff, but during the winter solstice, I'm not doing that. During winter solstice, I'm not going to be talking to you about nonsense because that's not what I'm trying to manifest for 2019. During the winter solstice, I'm going to be very quiet. I'm going to be communing with the divine within, basically. That's what this time period is. These holy days, you know, are for getting into alignment with our inner divinity, so that when the sun begins its ascent on December 25th and that light is reborn, it's also reborn within us, right? As above, so below. So it's not just the sun that's ascending, you know, it's not just the yang energy of the sun, it's also the yang energy that's within us that is ascending. The light within us is being reborn on December 25th. So we want to prepare for that, you know, just like, you know, the whole metaphor of, you know, if you believe the Christian folklore, mythology, whatever, of Jesus being born, you know, but it's that light being born within us, the Christ within us that is being born on December 25th. So we want to prepare for that. So doing, as I said, first tip was resting, you know, before a woman has a baby, she rests, or she should, you know, hopefully rest to get ready to birth that baby, you know, eating good, eating clean, taking certain herbs that I mentioned earlier. If you missed it, definitely rewind or, you know, watch the replay. Cleansing, doing spiritual baths, incense, sage, Palo Santo, whatever that you use, meditating and purging, releasing, right? You want to release. If you have any release rituals that you do, you want to release things in 2018. You know, I like to write little lists and burn them, you know, things that I want to let go of. That is great to do during the solstice. You want to release, you want to let go. Those things that are no longer serving you, those things that, you know, those even conditionings, negative thoughts, right? Those things that are existing within you that are holding you back from accomplishing, from manifesting what you want to manifest for the new year. You want to release and purge those things, right? So, you know, design your rituals that you're going to do. You know, I like to plan what I'm going to do during the solstice because it is such a powerful, powerful time. As I mentioned before, you may notice your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. Write your dreams down, especially if you're doing this work. If you're doing the rituals, if you're doing a fast, if you're cleansing, you want to pay attention to your dreams. I know during this time of the year, my dreams be popping. All types of messages come in my dreams. Go to sleep, write those dreams down when you wake up. All right. You want to hear spirit. I mean, spirit is always available to us, right? Obviously, it's not just during the winter solstice that our spirit is receptive, but the winter solstice is a time of heightened receptivity. And if you do this cleansing, healing, releasing work, your spirit will thank you for it. You will notice that you're going to slide into 2019 differently, having released. And you don't, as I said, I don't suggest waiting until New Year's Eve. I don't suggest waiting until January 1st. I suggest doing these cleansing, healing rituals during the winter solstice to let go what you no longer need. Hi, Fernando. So this is what I suggest. So tip number 5 of what to focus on during the winter solstice to manifest your goals and your dreams of 2019 is to also envision, right? So once we release them, we cleanse it spiritually with herbs inside and outside of our bodies. We release them, we're purging, we're letting go. We're fasting from social media. We're not watching crazy television. We're not listening to crazy songs, talking all types of nonsense. That's not what we want to manifest, right? We're getting really clear. We're purifying. We're purging. We're releasing. You're creating space for your desires. So then we also want to focus on our desires. We want to envision what we want to accomplish for 2019. And even, I want to say even more so, and we also want to be open to receive a vision for the new year, right? A lot of times they say, man plans or we plan, but God is, Mother, Father, God, Goddess is the best of planners, right? So you want to become open for receiving visions, all right? This really is a time of the winter solstice. To me, it really is like, if you ever been through any initiations before, it is like an initiation that you can basically kind of put yourself through to initiate yourself to your own spirit, to your own divinity, right? To open to the divine within you. If you've done any, actual initiations before, like I have, then, particularly in some traditions, a big part of initiation is sleeping, is resting. All right. Jalen asked, are you a Yoruba devotee? I'm not initiated, but I do participate in the Risha, Ifa, Yoruba, tradition. So many names people call it. But so you want to rest. So yeah, if you've experienced different initiations before, a big part of it is actually sleeping and is resting. And I know during my initiations that I've done, dreams, you're resting a lot because you want that spirit to basically take over. You want to become open to spirit, to the divinity within you. So this energy is heightened during the winter solstice, and you want to take advantage of it. If you really, I like to, let's tell you what I do what what works for you. But, I'm going to be putting on my white clothing when I get home, or I'll be home for the most part at the solstice, and doing my spiritual baths, drinking my herbs, eating light, doing my cleanses, and really going within and really resting so that I can release what is no longer serving me from 2018 or the previous whatever, and I can open to receive what is for me for 2019, right? So these are my suggestions for you. And if you are around December 22nd on the full moon, on the winter solstice, I will be having a live masterclass called Secure the Bag for 2019, which is all about how you can use your sensual energy, tap into your sensual energy to manifest abundance. Because if you knew where I was a year ago, and I'll share that testimony on my masterclass, but where I was a year ago and where I am today, I am so blessed right now. And I am so grateful. And I'm so thankful. And I am so abundant. I am so prosperous. And I want to share some of those secrets and some of those tools with you. So in this class, we're going to be talking about, why positive thinking, is leaving a lot of people broke, A lot of times people say, oh, think positive, just think positive and things are going to manifest, the way that you want them to, and have positive thoughts. But some people, you may have found that it's not always working the way that you want to work, or you get to a certain point and it's like you hit a plateau, things are stagnant, right? So I'm going to talk about why that is, okay? And why for some people, they're missing the mark with the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction, just thinking about what you want or saying what you want and having it manifest in the universe. For some people, it's a hit or miss. So we're going to talk about why that is when it comes to manifesting. We're also going to talk about how being multi-orgasmic also increases the money in your bank account. So there's a huge link between your sexual energy and your ability to manifest money and prosperity in your life. And we're going to talk about that on my Secure the Bag in 2019 masterclass. So you definitely, if you're interested in that and you want to be in the house. And, we're going to talk, as I said, the connection between your prosperity and your punani power. If you're a woman with a womb, with the yoni, then you have within you a powerful mechanism to manifest prosperity. You shouldn't want for anything. You really shouldn't. When you open to that divine feminine energy within you, you shouldn't be wanting for anything. And it's not about, pimping out a man and getting a man to buy you things, which, hey, you can do that, more power to you. But it's really about tapping into the power of your spirit as a divine feminine being to manifest what you want on earth, on this earthly plane, which we all have the ability to do, because we all have the ability to tap into the divine feminine. But as you follow me, you know that my work is mostly with women. I would like to work with more men in the future, but a lot of times men ain't always into that, tapping into that spiritual work. All right, so I'm just going to review for you my 5 tips. So yeah, if you are interested in joining my Secure the Bag masterclass, it's going to be free. Saturday, December 22nd, 1:30 p.m. during the winter solstice, during the full moon. Click the link in my bio if you're watching on IG, and if you're watching on Facebook, I put the link in the comments somewhere. The link is also in the description of the video, bit.ly/secure the bag masterclass. It's going to be a great time. We're also going to end with an abundance pleasure goddess ritual. So for the people who join the masterclass, you're going to get specific instructions for a little ritual that we're going to do at the end of the masterclass during the winter solstice, during the full moon, to tap into this energy of abundance. We shouldn't be struggling. We all, not that we won't have challenges, right? I think there's a difference between having a challenge that makes you stronger, right? Like if you're lifting weights. And I think there's a difference between that and struggling. And, things shouldn't necessarily feel like a struggle. Challenge, yes. But if you just struggle, then something is off. Your energy is not flowing somewhere, right? You want to flow. So your prosperity, just like your sensual and your sexual energy, should be all be flowing like the river, like the water, all right? So we want to tap into the abundance and the prosperity that is flowing all the time. It always is. And we want to tap into it and claim it for ourselves for 2019. Not that you got to wait for 2019 to manifest some abundance, because a lot of us, we need abundance right now. But, as I said, taking advantage of this time of the winter solstice is a powerful time to program your spirit. And that's basically what you're doing. Your spirit is highly receptive. What you manifest comes through you, comes through spirit. You're not asking a Santa Claus in the sky to gift you these things. It's not like that. It's not like, big Santa Claus in the sky, I'm begging and I'm pleading with you to give me these things. It's like, no, I'm becoming aligned with what I want. And it's going to show up for me easily and effortlessly in amazing and miraculous ways, because I'm one with all that is, that has a perspective that is even greater than my perspective, that can perfectly coordinate all the needed elements and needed parts and people and places and circumstances. That can perfectly coordinate all of this to bring my desire to me. and it does not have to be a struggle. If you think about the things that you've manifested, usually it comes when you least expect it. Usually it comes when you're not thinking about it. It usually don't come when you like tense and stressed out and praying hard and begging for it. It don't usually come like that. It usually comes when you are relaxed, when you're at peace, when you're at rest, when you're not even thinking about it, when you just like let it go. All right. So this is the energy that we want to manifest from. So let me go over my tips real quick again. So 5 tips to tapping into the power of the winter solstice to manifest your goals for 2019. Tip number 1, you want to rest. This is a time of heightened receptivity of low yang energy, low masculine energy, low fire energy, and heightened yin or heightened feminine or heightened water energy. You want to rest, preserve your life force. Number 2, you want to do some type of fasting. You choose how you want to do that based upon your body type and needs and dietary requirements. But I suggest eating things that are light, bland, and warming. In Taoism and Chinese medicine, they don't really, they're not really about that cold food life and eating things that are cold, especially during the wintertime. But you do you. Suggestions for herbs to take to nourish your kidneys, because kidneys are prominent in the winter season and our kidneys actually are weak. So herbs such as turmeric, ginger, dandelion root, parsley to nourish your kidney energy, because your kidneys rule within Taoism. They rule sexual energy and your willpower. And you want to keep that strong so you can manifest. You want to do some type of spiritual cleansing. So it could be spiritual baths. I'm not going to go into specifics with that. But doing some type of spiritual bathing, even if it's coming home, taking a shower, and then saging the day off or whatever, Palo Santo, whatever you want to do. Number 4, you want to meditate, purge, and release. So you want to be mindful of what you're looking at on social media, on the television, what songs you're listening to, because your spirit is receptive. And if you don't want to get pregnant with trash, if you don't want to manifest trash, then don't watch trash, don't listen to trash, don't take trash in your spirit when it's really receptive. It's like you're ovulating, you're spiritually ovulating during the winter solstice and the full moon. You don't want to get pregnant with some hot mess. You don't want to manifest hot mess in 2019. And number 5, you want to focus on your desires, envision what you want, become receptive to receive a vision from spirit for your, what can manifest for you for 2019. Okay. So, I hope you enjoyed it. If you watch this on the replay, then you could type a question, I'll get back to you. I'm just excited. I talked longer than I expected to tonight. I'm happy because I didn't have to study. I'm in school for massage therapy. So Sunday night is usually my study night, but this is my week of finals, and all the finals are practical, pretty much they're hands-on. So I don't have to spend a lot of time in the books. I will later this week. So wanted to do that for you tonight. So if you hope to see you on the masterclass on Saturday, December 22nd, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please Google to find out what time it's going to be in your time zone, because I don't know that. Somebody inbox me what time it will be in England. I don't know. Look it up. But hopefully you will join me. And we're going to have an amazing time. Secure the Bag Masterclass. Click the link in my bio and IG. And on Facebook, the link is in my comments somewhere and within the description of the video. So thank you all. Goddess blessings. Happy Sunday, orgasm, all of that good stuff. And blessings. So Cosmic Energy, thanks for the jumpsters. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you all for tuning live and spending this time with me. Good night.